is there one thing that you look back that you learned from your dad or your parents?
My dad actually has this thing that is super cool where, he was a turnaround CEO, and he's, international companies he ran, and he's a thing with all of his kids where, it was about 15 years ago, he announced at one of our family dinners, that he was going to take each one of us on a trip anywhere we want in the world. And it could be no more than 5 days. And we had to plan the whole thing. And the caveat was it needs to be in a country that he's never been and you've never been. And then you also, within 24 hours of returning, have to send an email to the rest of the family recollecting your trip. And then he does it and sends it at the exact same time. And so I just did mine. I just sold the rights of my book to a Portuguese publisher. And I'd heard so many great things of Lisbon. I was like, Dad, we're doing it. And so he went to Cuba with my brother, Iceland with my brother, Barcelona with my sister. I was like, we're going to Lisbon. And, what was so cool about that was, father-son relationships, I think, can oftentimes be very hard on us. And I've always, I think, struggled with his affirmation. I've always wanted more of that affirmation. He's British and not as emotional or at all. Like, I'm the exact opposite of him in that way. But, it was after that trip that he sent an email to everyone and was like, Chris is by far like one of the most enthusiastic. He's exhausting because he never stops. And, to kind of hear his view of me, which I see all day, every day as I do what I do. But for him to finally see those things in me was kind of like a big moment. But the same is true of my view of him. And, it takes really getting away. And I encourage everyone to go take a trip with your dad and connect that way, regardless of what type of relationship you have. And it's actually kind of cool because within our grade 8, it's inspired a lot. Hank actually just brought his dad to the Auburn game with him last weekend when he was featured on the field. And a lot of people are starting to do these things, and they all come back with these amazing insights. But, I learned so much about him, and I see a lot more similarities than us, than I had before. And, really it comes down to, I have a huge appreciation for both his ethics, as well as his always putting the family first, which I aspire to do as well. So I would say those are big things. But everyone, take a trip with your dad before it's too late.